I'm Erica, also known as E.MoniQue, and this is my real life. Hang out with me as I side-eye the ups and stumble through the downs. Watch as I turn my tiny piece of the Arizona desert into a tropical oasis. Fight to beat infertility and figure out where I fit as an artist in this crazy creative world. All while awkwardly discovering my authentic self. I'll be talking out loud about the things I wish someone would have said a while ago and sorting through what I wish I didn't know. Who knows? Maybe you can relate, as I often ask myself.
Oh my gosh, it keeps raining. The natural order of things has been thrown off. It is the end of March. And you know what? Okay, for the rest of the country, yeah, it's spring. It's supposed to be raining, blah, blah, blah. Here in Arizona, it doesn't do this. Like, it wasn't supposed to rain, and it rained overnight and this morning. And all I want to do is get back in my bed with 2 fat Lamar's donuts. Like, I shouldn't be on my way to work. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Can y'all drive or not? It's 60 degrees, which, you know, that's nice. What did y'all do? Traffic. Disgusting. Anyways, I'm just... Will you get out the way? I think it's you. It just keeps raining. And I keep being tired. And I'm complaining, but I'm not complaining, because the last thing that I want is blistering heat, which is inevitably coming. But maybe all these damn winter storms are going to, I don't know, cool us off this summer. That would be nice if we had a mild summer. It would be amazing. It would be freaky, because that means something, global warming is still upon. I mean, we know it's still upon us. It's not going anywhere. It's too late. But the fact that the deserts are now regaining their lakes, it's kind of weird. Anyways, I gotta go. I just wanted to come on here and talk shit since it's been a few days. That's all. Okay, bye. I gotta go.
Hi. Hello. How are you? Let me tell you how I am. Obviously, it's later in the evening. And I've come to an amazing, not amazing, it's not groundbreaking. We knew where this was going. I'm gonna start another round of IVF soon. I know. I just said that I didn't know when this year I was gonna start. I just said that. You were there. You remember. I just said that I didn't know when I was gonna start again this year, if it was gonna happen this year. And I was estimating maybe June, but then maybe not, maybe July. Hard stop at October. Things change very quickly for me in my world, okay? Let's rewind it back really quick. I'm gonna try and make this as quick as possible. I've been going back and forth about making the decision right? I don't know if I like ever said outright what it was. I don't think I did because I can't, right? I've been going back and forth about making this decision. When January happened, I was like, screw it. I'm going to focus on me, focus on like what I want to do, what I need to do, just fill my cup, do the things that bring me joy, all the things that I love, go explore, blah, 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 blah. That was totally the plan. Totally the plan. Ghetto, eat, pray, love type stuff. Domestic. Even made purchases towards that said trip and plan. And then end of February, I had a hard stop, a hard pause. Like, is this going to be like the best thing for me? Like, do I want to do this? Something else had come into play in regards to the Ghetto, Eat, Pray, Love. And it just made me pause and think about all of the possible ways that this would not be good for me. And in that period of me going back and forth and trying to decide if I could or should salvage my solo plan, or if I just should scrap it and go do something else, or what, in that period of me going back and forth, like the original thing that made me have pause was totally not an issue. It wasn't even like at the forefront of my mind. Because then the decision while having my pause was, do I even want to go and spend time and money on doing something like this or similar if I chose another route? Do I want to go and spend my time and money on this, or do I want to spend my time and money on the ultimate fucking goal? You've been here long enough, you know what the ultimate goal is. And it's like, at the end of every single day, the ultimate goal is all that I can think about. Like, it's all that I think about. It is what is going to bring me the most joy, which is why I would go to this other thing in the first place. To have some fun. Such a I won't say waste, because I'm not going to say it would not be a waste, but such a utilization of my resources to go have some temporary fun and possibly be like riddled with thoughts, feelings, stuff that I don't want to waste my time and money on. Such a utilization of my resources for that I could be using on towards the ultimate goal. And it's like, if I were to go on my trip, like I mentioned, there will be some cons because I know myself. There are going to be some things that occur or not occur that I'm going to dwell on and like ruminate over and overthink and be in my feelings about, that is going to ruin my experience and waste my freaking time. And by the time I come home after that temporary attempt at having fun, I am going to feel just as empty as I did going up there. Just as, if not more disappointed, if not more behind, if not more regretful that I made that choice and put myself in another position that was not going to be ultimately the best thing for me. I'm going to be so pissed that I even wasted time and money doing that. Rather than just doing what the fuck I want to do. Like, I've been leaning towards it. I've been thinking about it. Like, I'm going to do it at some point. Why not just continue to do it now and try and get it out of the way and reach the ultimate goal sooner rather than never? That's another thing. Like, time is still of the essence. Hi. So, I just happened to be editing this video that you're watching, and I had a thought that I just had to interject. This entire situation circles back to another situation. Let me explain. First of all, if you haven't guessed it, basically it was the choice was between me going on a trip alone and me preparing to start another round of IVF, which seems ridiculous. And it is. And trust me, I've peeled this apart layer by layer with Jackie, with like, I've journaled about it, I've talked about it, I've thought about it, I've lost sleep about it, I've talked to close friends about it, and it's deep. It's not just about the concert, okay? It's just like about a lot of shit. Anyways, that was the decision. Go to the concert, have some fun, run around the park, drunk, listen to some music, or don't do that and like prepare to start another round. Well, the thing that gave me pause was I received some information that my ex was going to go to said trip. Now, I mean, again, if you had not gathered that that's what it was by like all of my running around the damn mulberry tree about it, that's what it was. So the things that would distract me there definitely would, again, because I know myself, because they're distracting me now in a way that's like I'm thinking about all the possibilities of how this could just eat me alive, right? It's like no shade, no beef, no whatever. The problem is that I cannot gatekeep a whole event as much as I'd like to. I can't do it. And so that's the only bit of information that I received, was that this person was going. I don't know anything else about it. I didn't ask, and that additional information was not offered, such as if they too were going alone, or if they weren't going alone, if they were going with friends, or if they're going with, you know, like I don't have the details of like who, what, when, where, and why, especially the why of all the places on the planet. Anyways, I don't have that information. So as you can imagine, I'm like losing sleep over it now, and it hasn't even occurred. So imagine me still not having that information, going up there and still thinking about possibly running into whatever the hell situation. Girl, that stupid, I know. Why didn't you just ask? Because I have a communication problem by the way of like not having boundaries for myself. And so I do crazy shit like ghost. I leave things like stones unturned. I don't ask questions because I just want it to like disappear. I want to close my eyes and I want it to not be happening. That's what I want. I want people to have common sense. I want people to have like awareness. I want people to like think of other people other than themselves. That's what I want for the world. And Jackie keeps telling me it doesn't exist. So that's why I'm in the situation that I'm in, because apparently I have the problem. And I'll take it. That's fine. I'm working on it. But here's the thing. This is really why I wanted to interject, right? In a past relationship of mine, at the inception of starting IVF, there was a question that would pop up about how far I would go, like when I would stop, like just how far I would go, basically, right? And there was an underlining concern that this would take over our lives and relationship and me, and it would prohibit things to continue, like trips and fun and whatever else, right? Which I can understand. But it also highlights how much of like not on the same page we were at that time, because I feel like if we were on the same page, then we would have come to some sort of, well, first of all, didn't know what the hell we were doing at the beginning, which again, I don't think anybody knows what the hell they're getting into when they're dealing with infertility and IVF. Nobody knows. There's no amount of like research and discussions and things that you can have that can prepare you for the IRL that is your life and your relationship and your circumstances. It's just, there's nothing out there that will teach you how to work through this shit, right? And everybody handles things differently. So, one, we didn't know what we were doing. Two, we were not the best at communicating because I had no boundaries. I just did not have any, and I still don't. And three, I didn't know. I didn't know how far I would go. In my mind, it's like, I want to go until we have a baby. Like, what do you mean, how far am I going to go? And also for me, because I wanted a baby and a family so badly, it's like, so skip the vacation. Like, it's a vacation. It's fine. But again, priorities. I wanted certain things more than the other person in the relationship did, and they wanted those things that were potentially like threatening to the things that they wanted. And so it was just like, sacrifice vacations and fun until we get a baby or not. And now I'm sure that there are couples out there who can balance trips to Bali and Thailand and like in between IVF cycles. I'm sure that those people are out there, but that's not realistic for me. It was not realistic for our relationship that we were in. And so for me, in my mind, which I could not express it at the time, it's like, we're going to go until we have a baby, and sacrifices are going to have to be made because sacrifices are going to have to be fucking made for something as deep and big as this. I mean, hell, if we get a baby, then sacrifices are going to have to be fucking made. So again, trips, babies, cycles, or whatever. Clearly, that's still like my priority, right? Because I'm sacrificing trips for the ultimate fucking goal. Like, I'm rationalizing how a trip means nothing. Again, it is domestic. It is within the country. I'm not sacrificing the end of the year trip. That, it doesn't matter what's going on. I'm going on that. I'm not missing out on that. But it's just like give and take for what you really, really want. And I just feel like me talking about this and like listening to it has like brought up some like thoughts and feelings from before, because I don't know, that was just like on the line, that was on the table. It was just like, are you gonna let this consume our lives or what? And it was just like, I felt like I would be the responsible one for, you know what I mean? Like I felt like it was up to me to like make sure things didn't go wrong. And it's just like, again, people don't realize, and again, I didn't realize at the time how huge this decision is to like start IVF treatments. It totally consumes your life, and a lot of relationships cannot handle it. They just can't. Which is why I think it's a huge part of why I'm doing this shit a fucking alone, and why I would prefer to remain alone until I reach my goals, my dreams, because I don't want anybody else coming into
the picture who's going to try and distract me, talk me out of, reroute me, like make me feel like this is not the right thing, because it is the right thing for me. So anyways, I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm saying that this brought up feelings, and yeah, enjoy. I just added 10 minutes to this long ass video. Sorry. Okay, bye. I am at that line of like not only high risk pregnancy. I mean, that's inevitable given like what I've gone through and like what I've gone through in my conditions, but I'm also 35. So after 35, on top of my conditions and what I've gone through, now we're talking about advanced maternal medicine. We're talking geriatric pregnant. Like, I don't need the added shit if I can help it. I don't need the added inhibitors and roadblocks on this journey of mine. So I could either utilize my youth for fun, or I could utilize my youth to take advantage of achieving the ultimate goal. I would rather be like in my 40s and 50s prancing around trips and places and spaces and events than being in my 40s and 50s still trying to get pregnant. And by then, I'm not going to say things are impossible, but just given the struggles that I'm facing right now in my 30s, I highly doubt that in my 40s and 50s, it's just going to get worse. And I want to utilize this time now to the best of my ability versus like still being like, I don't know. I said that I didn't know if I was going to pursue this past 40 because it's just a lot. But at the same time, everywhere I turn around, I'm seeing late 40s, early 50s having babies and adopting babies and all these things. Like, it's nothing. And okay, like more of that, more images, more encouragement, more of that. Not to say that I want to be in that canoe. I don't want to be in that canoe, but if push comes to shove and I find myself in that canoe, then I want to be accepting and open and in the right headspace to ride the wave in a canoe. You don't ride waves in a canoe, do you? No. Whitewater rafting is a raft, not a canoe. Canoe is for smooth water journeys, right? It's for lakes. What do they use for whitewater rafting? Inflatable boats? A whitewater raft, an inflatable raft, right? What do they use for, what else has waves? The ocean. Surfboards? You know, you get what I'm saying. So I haven't said this out loud to anybody else except for the homie Jackie. And this is all this afternoon. Like I'm coming to, like, today was my breakthrough day. This morning, like, I haven't been feeling well. I'm on my second month of Blisovi. This is the third or fourth day, and you know how it goes. Any bit of hormones that I'm adding into my body, starting and coming off, is really rough on me. So I have not been feeling well starting my second month of Blisovi. And so I've been really diligent about, when my body cannot take it anymore, stop trying to like force myself to stay awake and understand that FOMO is not real. Like, I'm not going to miss out on anything other than like good quality sleep hygiene, and
like just feeling better, like overall well-being and health. Forcing myself to stay up is not good for me. And so the past few days I have been trying to honor my body and go to sleep when I feel like I want to go to sleep, even if it's like 8:30. And when I do that, like I've been doing that for the past few days, and I have felt so amazing the next day. The next morning, I've been getting an amazing sleep. So that happened. And then this morning, I was a little bit more tired, but it wasn't like sick feeling tired. I was a little bit more tired, but it's like, okay, I still got a good quality sleep, I think. Beautiful outside. It rained overnight, and I was just feeling good about my day. Get to my office this morning, and I do my normal routine. I'm making my tea. I'm checking the news. It came from like nowhere. I promise you, I was not expecting this. Typically, I can, or like at least since January, I've been able to fold in cute kid videos, cute baby videos where I'm just like, oh, that's so sweet, or oh, that's funny, or oh, that's cute, without like cringing or feeling emotionally overwhelmed or just feeling sad or anything. Like I've been able to kind of fold that imagery back into my life with no problem. I still know that I know certain things are going to upset me, so I still stay away from those things. But overall, like I'm able to gradually fold stuff back in. So anyways, I'm watching a set of cute kid videos. I don't know, my algorithm at work is just that way. Cute kids, animals, just stuff, right? And so I'm watching that, and that's cute. And then another video like auto plays, and it was like beyond cute kid. It was like, I still can't even like really describe it. I don't understand what about this particular video hit me so hard and so deeply. But when I tell you, I like usually like if something is bothering me, like I'll get teary-eyed or a little choked up in here, or I'm just like, oh, this is a lot. When I tell you that I could not like keep it, like I couldn't hold it in, it was a hard cry. Hard cry. Now, maybe this has a little bit to do with, again, I've started a new pack of hormones. So, like, that's going to be part of it. But, I don't know. I've been fine until this particular video. It hit me right in the emotional well. Like, I'm so glad that I was at the office by myself at that time. I got there a little bit early. I'm so glad that I was there by myself because it was a hard cry, like a weep, a sob. And like I haven't felt that since January. Like honestly, I don't think I have cried hard. I haven't cried hard since January. So this was like my first cry since the loss. Is that weird? Is that accurate? We're at the end of March. I didn't cry at all this month. February was Valentine's and Super Bowl and fun stuff. And I may have been feeling unwell, like still recovering, but I don't think I cried. Did I cry when I got my flowers? Maybe, but not like that. It didn't feel like this. If I did, it didn't feel like this. I promise you. It was just like a release of just thoughts and feelings that I maybe have not allowed myself to have or like share or say out loud, but this morning's cry was very much, this morning's cry was very much, I want that so bad. I want to feel that. I want to experience that so bad. I have so much love to give. It's too much for my body. It's like, I have had so much love to give that to just hold on to it feels very heavy and very like I can't carry it anymore, and I need some place to like distribute it, and like I want to let some of it go. I just have so much to give. And I know you'll say, oh, you can love on anybody or anything. And while that is true, I feel like just like there are different types of loves and different levels of loves, I think there are different wells for love. And I have a overflowing well of maternal love. And although I call my plants my kids, I cannot, it's not the same. I don't have any pets. And family love is just not the same as like having a maternal love for someone. I don't know if I'm making sense, but the cry this morning was, I want to feel that so bad still. It was, I'm still, and I mean, obviously still, like, everyone keeps telling me that this will never go away. This pain, this heartbreak after a loss will never go away. But the cry today was very much, I'm extremely still sad that I lost my baby in January. And I'm still very extremely sad that while I'm still getting used to the idea, or the fact rather, that I am a mother, technically, I'm still very sad that I am a childless person still. And all the stuff, all the things. Anyways, that is how I started my morning, unintentionally. Triggered by that, but not necessarily in a painful way or in a negative way. It was in an enlightening, very beautiful way. It was like my subconscious telling me it's okay to still want what you don't have. It's okay to be sad about what you don't have. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And that helped me just go ahead and like tip the scale on this. I consider it to be silly, but like there are layers and layers and like symbols to it. It's not just about the decision that I've been like losing sleep over for the past few weeks. It's like so much more than that, but it's okay. It's like my subconscious said, it's okay to make this decision. It's okay to want this. It's okay to feel all these things. And so with all that being said, today I've finally decided to not do the trip and prepare myself instead for round 8 or whatever the number is. I think it's 8. Prepare myself for round 8, which is not necessarily going to happen during the same time that the trip would have taken place, which is, let's just call it April, right? So next month. It's not going to happen by then. It'll happen down the road, but I can be spending my time and resources and focus on preparing for when it is time. And so for me, what that looks like right now is cleaning up my act and starting from square one. I'm totally starting from square one. I am looking forward with a clean slate, and I'm not necessarily, like, from the past or from my experience, I'm taking what I've learned, but I'm not going to do the thing that I'm so good for, which is harping on and being so hard on myself for letting myself go and starting over again when I know all the things that I should have been doing, or that I'm supposed to have been keeping up with. Like, everything has happened for a reason. I needed a break in every aspect, and for the most part I've gotten a break, even though, again, I did not expect for it to like go by so quickly. Like, I thought I was going to need months and months to get over this, but okay, lost the baby in January. It is the end of March, and I'm ready to start planning again. So I think, honestly, by the time I am starting a new round, it will have been obviously like several months in between. So again, it's not like I'm going to start and drive to California tomorrow or next week or next month. That's not what this is. The preparation, because I'm starting from square one, is going to take some time. So again, what that looks like for me is cleaning up my act by way of diet, by starting my vitamins again, by focusing on healing my blood, focusing on preserving whatever egg quality that I have left. I'm reading different things, 2 different things. I'm reading that there's no way to improve egg quality. And then I'm reading that there are some things you can do to preserve quality. So I don't know. I'm looking into it all per usual. I'm starting my research over. Right now I'm focused on egg quality and my blood health, because it is all linked. And for me, like, I had a hunch before that I needed to dive deeper into my anemia, and sure enough, I went through a rabbit hole by way of like looking to see if there are any new donors that I might want to consider. That's a whole other thing, right? But I can't just like choose another donor, like, because I have blood problems that have shown up on my genetic testing. I need to find someone that doesn't have that same blood problem, and that's tricky. I think I'll do a separate conversation about the whole donor situation and like why that has me jacked up. But while kind of like filtering through a handful of donors that don't have the same blood issue that I do, very minimum options, I wanted to look more into exactly what it is that is the problem. Like what is this condition that's so, like, what is it, right? And so I might do a separate thing on that too. But basically, my blood condition, I need to tap into. I need to know that inside and out, like I know some other things about myself. I need to know that inside and out because I don't want my blood issue to be the reason why my pregnancies don't grow or suddenly stop growing because of something as simple as this is what the regimen or diet or medication or whatever I should have been on in order to, give the baby the blood and nutrients and oxygen that it freaking needs. Like, I've lived with this pretty much my whole life. Like, not pretty much. I've lived with this condition my whole life. And I know firsthand what the results can be if my blood is not healthy. Like your organs, like your skin, your hair, your tissue, your everything needs a healthy flow of healthy blood. And when it doesn't have that, it manifests in some pretty scary ways, in a lot of ways that people don't realize or keep at the forefront of their minds. So if my body is not getting what it needs, like how the heck is my baby going to get what it needs? Like if my body's already struggling to, you know what I mean? So I'm definitely focusing on my blood health, which I've hinted to this whole time. Like even in January, it was like, I need to replenish my blood, and did everything in my power to prevent having a transfusion, which is just like stupid. But again, at the time, I was doing the best that I could do at the time. And I knew what was going to make me feel better and what wasn't. And I made the decision, and here we are. So moving forward, blood health. And what else did I say? Egg quality, egg health. So the only thing that like keeps like screaming at me, like every single day that I'm thinking about this, every time that I had a transfer, I got pregnant. Granted, I only had 2 transfers and I had like a million egg retrievals. But every time we transferred an embryo, I got pregnant. There's a lot of opportunity there. Like, the fuck? There's a lot of opportunity and like positive flags there. My donor is a good donor. The part of the equation that's screwing this whole thing up is my egg quality. And it has to be that because, again, like I mentioned, I'm not testing my embryos because I only have one embryo at a time. And I don't want to spend $1,000 on my embryo for them to say, not a good one. I just wanted to take the risk. That was my thought process before. And I'm still wavering back and forth on whether that's going to continue to be my thought process or not. We'll get to that. But the only part of this equation that's not giving me the result that I want is the egg quality, my egg quality. The donor is good. So good that he's moved up in the world. The donor is good. My environment during transfer is good because I'm getting pregnant. This last time I got to 6 weeks, whereas the first time I didn't get very far at all. The second time I got farther, and it's like, come on, do something to improve the egg quality. And I don't know if I focused on that very much, even though that's like this whole thing. That's like my whole problem. Diminished ovarian reserve is not just like the lack of follicles and lack of eggs. It is also low egg quality. And so that's where I need to like focus. I don't know if I'm making sense. Egg quality, blood health, blood flow, keeping an eye on my blood pressure. nutrition, vitamins, stress. Girl, this is what I learned today about stress, about how it's a bitch. Okay? Like, we already knew that. Like, I already know that stress is a killer and I'm terrified of it. But today, I was today years old when I learned that stress not only produces cortisol, but it increases what? Prolactin. Stress increases prolactin, which prevents ovulation, my guy. What? I didn't know that. Remember when I first started with LIC and the preliminary test that they wanted me to do was AMH and prolactin and something else? Well, my prolactin came back high enough to where the nurse was like, your prolactin is really high. We want you to do it again and send it to us. Remember? And I was like freaking out about that before I had even started with this clinic. And I didn't understand what it was. It's something about like, and I still don't. I haven't researched it because like I just haven't. Prolactin occurs when it's a hormone that increases during pregnancy and like after you give birth, and it helps with breastfeeding some kind of way. Girl, don't get me the line, but something along those lines. And so it's like if your prolactin hormone is at an elevated level and you're not pregnant, then that means something is going on with your like thyroid. And so that was where I was a little bit worried, because I think I did Google enough to understand that if your prolactin is high and you're not pregnant, then there's something wrong with your thyroid. I was nervous about that because I'm like, I've never had thyroid issues. Like, that is in my family, but where's some wood? I have not had any issues thus far. Hopefully not for a long time, if ever. I've not had any issues with my thyroid. So that was freaking me out a bit. And then so the doctor came back and was just like, oh no, it's fine. Like, it's kind of on the higher end, but it's not like alarming. Like, you're fine. So I was like, okay. But stress increases prolactin and cortisol, which, again, if you're not already pregnant, can have effects on fertility by way of like it stops you from ovulating. So stress, you gotta go, please, like out of here. And then what else did I learn? Okay. Oh, coinciding with my blood issues, I had no idea that caffeine, milk, tea, which has caffeine, and egg whites, and I think there was another thing, but I had no idea that these foods can cause anemia, because it totally blocks the body's absorption of iron in other foods. I think I knew that with the milk. I haven't had milk in years. Disgusting. Except for that one time that I bought a lactose-free creamer, which was fucking disgusting. Like, I don't know what possessed me, but like my body rejected it and hated it. I haven't had milk in years. I don't like it. I think it's gross. Cow's milk. I mean, I drink oat milk and almond milk. Oh, soy. That was the fifth thing. Soy protein is not good for people that have anemia because it blocks iron absorption. So I think I knew about the milk. Not that it mattered because I don't drink it anyways. But like when I was well, not when I first. I would say when I first started having um, when I first started passing out and needing blood transfusions as a teenager, I had one doctor that put me on a special diet, which included non-dairy, no more milk. And I didn't remember until tonight why that was. And it was because the medication I was on was going to be pointless if I was still consuming dairy because it was just going to block it and constipate me even more or something. I don't know. Girl, milk, don't do it. I didn't know about the egg whites. That's going to be difficult because I'm not separating my eggs and I'm not going to stop eating eggs, even though I don't eat very much of them anyhow. Not doing that. Soy protein, that's easy for me. I don't drink soy milk anymore. I don't eat soy products, so that's fine. Caffeine, I try very hard not to consume, not because of iron absorption, but because it's just too much for my body and it's too hard on my like heart. It's terrible for my anxiety. I don't. So I try not to. However, tea, which again, tea has caffeine. They even say that decaffeinated tea has caffeine, which, come on. And then I was like, all right, well, what kinds of tea or specifically is not good? Black tea, green tea. Okay, I don't drink those. So then I'm Googling, what about chai tea? Chai tea is made from spices and black tea and milk. So no, it's not good for you. It says in general, like for normal, healthy pregnancies, these things should not be an issue. But for someone that has blood problems, you want to stay away from it. And so, truth be told, again, I'm a tea drinker. I have at least 1 cup of tea every single morning. Before starting a cycle, during a cycle, after a cycle, I drink tea. And so unfortunately, that is something else that is going to have to go on the chopping block of no more until further notice. Yeah. When I tell you, let the rabbit hole digging begin again, I mean it. I think I'm going to give myself at least until April 1st to like start going hard. April 1st is a Monday and it's next week, right? I'm going to finish all the things that I'm not going to consume anymore the rest of the weekend this weekend. And then come April 1st, it is time for a total cleanse and getting back on the healthy train, getting back on routines, and we're going to hit the pavement hard. I'm going to come up with a new blueprint for myself that is going to include self-care in a way that I was not intentional about it during my last cycles over the past 2 years. Yeah, I'm going to be super laser focused and intentional about injecting self-care because the stress and the everything hard about this process was like 10 times as hard because I just didn't give myself that cushion at all. Like, at all. Like, I was so extreme about being focused on the goal that I was not kind to myself. I did not handle myself with kid gloves. I did not take care of myself. Not mentally, not emotionally, not physically, not in any way. I deprived myself, not in a self-deprecating way or like punishing way, but it was like flat out, you can't do this, you can't have this, you can't, for the sake of the goal. And rather than like providing myself with alternatives or like cushioning the changes with something nice, I just left a bunch of empty ass potholes in my life and in my world, which made it very hard to continue on, and it made it very hard to recover, and it just made the whole thing very hard. So that's something Jackie and I determined recently that I am dedicating to folding into this round coming up. Because a huge part of my reluctance to making this choice and starting over, like the idea of starting over for me hurts so bad, is because I was bone on bone pretty much. Like, I did not provide myself with any kindness, just nothing, no positivity, if you will. So we're going to change that. We're going to change this mindset. I am going to be radically accepting of all of the hard, all of the pain, all of the struggles that come with an IVF cycle. And I am going to see it as making choices for my future take-home baby and not more sacrificing and more deprivation. I'm making choices for the kid. Anyways, I said I was going to keep this short, and here we are, 45 minutes in. Girl. I'm tired. See, it's 8:20 and I am ready to lay it down. I'm so tired. Hydrating. I have to be intentional about hydrating too. It's just, water is life. Water is life. And as quickly as I get tired of it, I cannot be tired of it. I have to do what I'm supposed to do. Anyways, so here's what's going on with my hair. I'm having fun with my hair. I'm exploring some different shit, as you can see. I'm exploring because, like, there is no putting my hair in a ponytail at this point, because I've cut my hair like 5-6 times since January, and so now it's just non-ponytailable. See that space in there? I don't like that. All the thickness that my hair is, and it wants to have spaces. No, thank you. I'm playing with some, like, I'm trying to do like edgy styles or whatever, because this is what I'm working with. I've cut my hair like 5 times this year, and I'm not going to cut it anymore. I'm dedicated still towards growing healthy, moisturized hair that is not going to be dry, damaged, and split at the ends. But in doing so, and all of the choppings that I have done this year, I have successfully managed to accidentally cut my hair into a mullet. I have mullet hair. It is short on the top, long on the bottom, and there's nothing I can do about it. I refuse to cut the back short also, shorter rather. I don't want to do that. And so one way that I can try to not make it look like the mullet that it is by making it look like a mohawk. But it is a mullet. It's super short on the top. And I need to like stop cutting my bangs. Anyways, that's what's going on in case you were wondering. More videos to come. Obviously, you know how this goes. I'm going to start April 1, but I'm probably going to do a separate video on like planning. I'll do a separate video on the whole sperm donor situation. I will do a separate video where I'm talking about and exploring thalassemia. We will do a vitamin haul. We will do a grocery haul. We will do a get ready with me prep for IVF cycle 8. Anyways, yeah. That's all I can handle right now. I'm gonna get off here. I am going to get ready for bed because I'm tired. And yeah, that's it. Pretty soon, no more chai tea lattes. I'm gonna have to enjoy this because come next week, no more.